As we come to the green flag here, Corey Williams alongside Eric DeMax, Curtis Racing 1-2 front row. Here in Las Vegas as we take the green flag in the air, and we are underway for the third race of the Hardee's National Series season, as Shade Eves from third place immediately dives down to the inside to immediately take the lead off a 3-wide pass here as Corey Williams slides up near the 4. Coming off at turn 2, they are 3 wide for second as Eves just barely clears them. And now Butcher here, now on the bottom here, as contact is made with Marchesi. Gets into the back of the 14 and puts the 4 of DeMax in the wall. Corey Williams and DeMax, who start on the front row, they get dropped all the way back to 8th and 9th on the first lap. Here's a replay of this first lap incident here as Jordan Fisher gets into the back of the 17, which in turn gets him into the 14, which causes the 4 to slide up into the wall. And a very disastrous start for Curtis Racing. First they get put 3 wide for the lead, and now they got one of their cars in the wall. Shade Eves made a very bold move to get the lead, but he's not going to hold it for very long here as Ryan Griffin, his 1-week teammate here, is now below him on the inside. As CM Racing here, they are fighting out for the lead. Ryan Griffin making one of his handful of planned starts this season, the Hardee's National Series, running full-time in the Cup Series. And he's going to fight Eves here side by side for basically almost a whole lap here. And he's going to get through as Eves gets a little bit loose off of turn 4, which is going to allow Jesse Turner in the 64 also making one of his couple of Hardee starts this season. He moves up into second place. Ooh, Jordan Fisher gets into the back of Ryan Butcher, who gets into the 14 of Corey Williams. And Butcher, that was a good save there, but Jordan Fisher, who already got into the back of the 17 on the first lap and almost caused a calamity, almost makes the same mistake there with Butcher, but fortunately, not a car ends up in the wall this time. Battle for third here, Patrick Smith below the 3 of Shade Eves, and Patrick Smith and SE Motorsports coming off a massive win in Atlanta 2 weeks ago. A lot of people were extremely surprised at the sudden pace that the 04 team had managed to achieve back at Atlanta, and they are trying to capitalize off this momentum here. SE Motorsports, they had never gone to top 5 until Daytona a few weeks ago, and they come off their first win a week later. And, well, what's the next step? Well, the next step would obviously be a points championship battle, as Patrick Smith is currently the points leader. And so far, this 04 car is looking pretty good. No doubt that they took whatever they learned from Atlanta, and they are going to try to apply it here for the rest of the season. But we'll see how this 04 shapes up. Eric DeMax has started on the outside pole. He has dropped all the way down into 15th here and looking to possibly drop down to 16th. We saw DeMax get into the wall after the contact with his teammate and Fisher and Marchesi, and you have to wonder here, Eric DeMax has been very fast all weekend, qualified second, was fastest in practice, and while the contact with the wall didn't look very bad, you have to wonder if maybe they may have unsettled something with the car here. DeMax is struggling to keep up with some of these cars, and he is just trying to hold off Angel for 15th here, who's just coming off his second place finish himself. Brandon Crast is so far the highest mover in the field, as the 8 car qualified 14th. He is now up to a 4th place here, battling Patrick Smith for the 3rd place spot here. Crast definitely didn't have the qualifying lap that he wanted here, but they definitely seem like they've got this car set up for race pace instead of qualifying, and he's got Patrick Smith to deal with here, but we'll have to keep an eye on this 8 car here as the run goes on. They seem to have a really, really good short to middle run car here, but how will it perform in the long run? Ooh, Nick Pericles in the pit road. He's got a problem with the 90 car. And somehow he ended up in the grass here, and now he's reversing back into his stall here because he missed terribly. And Nick Pericles with some kind of problem to 90, and that's going to be an early exit to his day. Brandon Crasta, we saw earlier how he was climbing up through the field from 14th. He's gone past Patrick Smith, and now he's battling with former Cup Series champion, well, defending Cup Series champion, I should say, Jesse Turner here for second place. Crasta's teammate Ryan Griffin currently holds the lead as Crasta gets a good run off of turn 4 here, looking to clear Jesse Turner. And a very nice pass by Crasta, although Turner tries to fight back on the outside. The outside line is a very usable line here. As you can see, Turner does get a good run, but Crasta, he's going to clear Jesse Turner here, and that is a really big moment for him, you have to imagine. As now he's going to have his sights set on his teammate, Ryan Griffin, and also Cup driver, Ryan Griffin. Diego Yepes making it 3 wide here, trying to get a two for one special here, but can clear the 45 or the 74. Jesse Turner currently runs in 3rd place, but the cars that he owns, they're not doing so hot so far to start tonight off. Yepes currently running in 21st, and Bishop back there in 24th. You can see him behind the 96. They have definitely got their work cut out for them here. Brandon Crasta has caught the one of Ryan Griffin here, as we are being told they're both being summoned to pit road for the first of 2 needed stops for tonight. And here they come to pit road. CM Racing 1-2 right now. They're going to bring Turner with them. Patrick Smith's going to choose to stay out an extra lap along with Luke Martin. Luke Martin, he's going to make the choice to stay out an extra lap, and he's going to have Bobo Jones and Marchese do the same choice. So a couple teams taking a little bit of a gamble here on an overcut. We'll see if this shapes out for them. The tire wear seems to be the most severe as the run goes, so you have to wonder how much time they're going to lose by doing this, but I think they're hoping that whatever time they're going to lose here is going to mean nothing compared to the time they're going to be able to make up at the end of the run here. As Luke Martin brings it down to pit lane. Luke Martin was one of the very last people to pit here. As you can see, as Ryan Griffin, he is going to take the lead back in the 1 car. And he has managed to put somewhat of a gap on the 8 of Brandon Crasta. So a very good pit stop for the 1 team here, but we saw how Crasta managed to get from 14th up to almost the lead in just over the span of a green flag run. So you have to imagine Crasta should be able to make a run at him later. But we shall see. Nick Pericles is now back out on track here. He is 6 laps down, about to be 7 laps down here as Griffin goes by him. And Griffin does make the pass here. So Pericles, unfortunately, we saw the issue we have, and we knew it was going to take some time to repair, but he's going to have to try and see if he can pick up some positions here if other drivers have any mechanical failures. You may have noticed on the ticker that Ryan Reed had managed to fall 1 lap down. Ryan Reed, when pit stops started, was running in 29th position here, and you can see what happened. They had a lot of trouble getting the car refired. Or restarted, same thing, but very unfortunate and mishappened for Ryan Reed, and now he's going to have some work to do. Out for 22nd here, Jeff James and Marchese battling for 22nd here. And this has not been a good night so far for Marchese, and actually hasn't really been much of a good weekend so far. Failed to qualify for the Cup race. Now, fortunately, they did manage to get him a ride for the Cup race, driving to number 33 instead of the planned 54, but But this performance has definitely not helped his weekend so far. Currently got a lot of work doing that 17 team as well. They qualified really well too, which is surprising with this pace, but perhaps that contact with on lap 1 with the Curtis cars may have done something, but we'll see if the 17 team can fix this car that does not seem to be handling very well. Brandon Krasta making some big gains on the one of Ryan Griffin here. As Krasta, who was 0.3 faster that previous lap here, he is making a run at Griffin really fast. And what's not helping is that the 42 of Dunn LaPrade, who is trying to get his lap back here, he is battling with Griffin. Trying to see if he can get back in front and maybe get a lucky caution here. And a nice, I mean, that's a good pass by LaPrade, I don't think it's considered, but that's the leader you're racing with, and I can't imagine Griffin's too thrilled about what's happening, especially since Griffin no doubt knows Krasta's got a really strong car, and this is not helping him. For the lead here, Brandon Krasta got a good run off of turn 4. He's going to be side by side with Ryan Griffin through 1 and 2. And Krasta, if he can just slide up and clear the 1. No, he cannot. Griffin stays to the outside. Dunn LaPrade providing draft to the outside line here, but Krasta, this car is really good. It is really fast, and he's going to go by Griffin without too much of a hiccup. Brandon Krasta takes the lead with authority, and we'll see if he can pull a gap here. Now, Ryan Griffin, he is a very, very talented race car driver. So perhaps he's betting his cards here that maybe Krasta's pushing a little too hard. And we will see if this pace evens out here, but now Krasta's going to have to do with Dunn LaPrade, who is kind of the reason why Griffin was put in that position to begin with here. You can see turn 4, that A-car just exits really well and just gets really good runs here as Krasta, he's going to go underneath the 42 LaPrade, and oh boy, if you're Ryan Griffin, this is not a very positive sight to look at. The car you just struggled to pass for the last 10 laps just got passed by your teammate with basically no effort. But LaPrade here, he's trying to stay on the lead lap here. You can see he also got a good run off of turn 4. Oh, we got a problem here. Aiden Shepard in the 86. His car is smoking. As he comes down to pit lane here, the Pontiac Trans Am up in smoke, and that is a very dark cloud. And that looks like that's going to be the end of Aiden Shepard's day. Was running in 26th at the time of this mechanical failure. Patrick Smith, he's starting to kind of free fall through the top 10 right now. Smith, who has been running in the top 5 for most of tonight. That car does not seem to be handling very well as this race has gone on. As he's fallen from 4th to what's going to be 9th now over the course of the last 10 laps. He was running in 4th before Corey Williams also passed him. So Patrick Smith here, I mean, this is still a really strong run for SD Motorsports here, but they've definitely got to get this car fixed for the next stop. Battle for 14th here, Kev Shear, the defending series champion. You gotta believe he's feeling a little bit left out here. His teammates are all running in the top 5. Meanwhile, Shear is struggling just to crack the top 10. They've been struggling with handling for most of this weekend, the Zero team has, and so far they haven't been able to make too much of an improvement. But Kev Shear, I mean, you don't win a championship without knowing how to make up some pretty menacing gaps here, so I wouldn't count the Zero car out yet, but they may need some help if they want to get back into winning contention here. Problems for Amanda Evans in the 65. We're being told a tire has gone down, or she is feeling some kind of flat here as she's going to come to pit lane. Amanda was running on the lead lap in 35th, but this is going to be not a very helpful a moment for their owner's points battle. Corey Williams here coming down to pit lane here, and I'm not sure if he maybe has a problem, but no, his pit crew, they seem prepared. No, this is a planned stop. This is early. This is super early. Corey Williams, who was running in 4th place, most of the field's not scheduled to come in for another roughly 8 to 10 laps, and this has got to be a big gamble here they're trying to pull, because this is a massive undercut they're going to achieve here. But we know that the tires wear really badly as the run goes on, but putting all 4 tires on, I mean, whatever they're trying, they're going to go for it here. Battle for 4th place here. Luke Martin gets a really strong run through 1 and 2 here. Remember, Martin has the freshest tires in the field of those who are on cycle. And he's going to make a very nice pass here on Eves. So it seems that that overcut does work to a certain degree. But they're not going to have as much time to run so deep into a tire run as they did this time. So you have to wonder if maybe the 22 team will consider pitting with the cars around them this time. Ooh, Noah Hard peeking 3 wide here with Eves and Butcher for the 5th place spot. Noah Hard, your Daytona winner. Did not have the best run in Atlanta. Trying to make up for it here with a really good run tonight. And he's got a pair of Chevys for him to deal with here, as Ryan Butcher is also trying to clear Eves. Eves' 3 car does not seem to be handling very well at the end of this run, as Butcher gets by him, and now Noah Hart gets by him. And now Hart's going to want to get past Butcher as well. Brandon Crasta and others are being called to pit lane here for the final stop of the night. Crasta, who managed to put up a 2-second lead over his teammate Ryan Griffin. So we'll see how this pit cycle cycles through. Luke Martin stays out the extra lap, as you can see in the top left. And Luke Martin, he's going to essentially copy the same strategy as he did before. He's going to stay out an extra couple of laps here. And he is very much alone in this one, but Martin did manage to make that previous gamble work, and we'll see if they can make it work again. Now here comes Corey Williams. Remember, Corey Williams pitted roughly 10 laps before the leaders did here. And you can see Brandon Crasta, he's now just coming off a pit lane along with Griffin. Corey Williams is going to get the lead in the 14 car. This is the gamble they were going for, trying to see if they can put up a massive gap on the leaders here by taking a massive undercut. But you have to wonder though, how will those tires hold up? He's going to have to basically hold on to this for roughly 25 laps. Brandon Crasta comes out in 2nd place here, but let's see how many seconds behind he's going to be the 14 of Corey Williams here. Williams does officially assume the lead. And Crasta, he's going to come out roughly 7 seconds behind Williams here. And we are coming up on 20 laps to go here. Corey Williams, 7 seconds. He has to hold on against Brandon Crasta. 9 seconds against Ryan Griffin. This is one heck of a gamble this 14 team is trying to pull off here. Probably the biggest winner on pit road, from a typical standpoint, has got to be Nick Breeding. Nick Breeding was running in 17th at the start of the cycle. He has now gone into the top 10. This 54 car has not been handling very well tonight, but I think they may have got whatever problem it was fixed, because now this 54 looks pretty fast. And he has managed to get by his teammate Noah Hart. Brandon Krasta has already made up 2 seconds into Corey Williams' lead, and currently as it's trending, this 14 car is not going to hold the lead for very long. And what's also not going to help is, as Corey has the oldest tires in the field, it is going to make getting around lap cars very difficult here as another second gets clicked off. The gap's down to 4 seconds now. Krasta is coming. Out for 6th place here, Jordan Fisher underneath the 84 of Tyler Black, who's having a pretty quiet but successful day. And you can see in the top left, the gap now down to 3.6 seconds. But right now we are focusing on this battle for 6th place here. Ryan Butcher sitting in 5th, trying to hold everyone behind him off. There is a lot of very fast cars behind him. There's the lead gap there. It has shrunk really fast here. Now down to 2.5 seconds. Krasta 3 wide with a couple of lap cars. Amanda Evans, who is also off cycle after having a tire failure. She's starting to drop back there. Tyler Commons in the 39. He's now holding up the 8 of Krasta. Brandon Krasta has gone past the lap cars that were in between him and Corey Williams. And here comes Krasta for the lead. Corey Williams, I mean, those tires have got to be screaming in agony right now as Krasta, with basically no effort, passes right by him for the lead. The 14 team, they gambled on trying to get a win for this car and their driver, but it has not worked out. And with roughly 12 laps to go here, they're going to have to try and hold on to finish at best 4th, because 4th was where they came into pit, 4th place was where they were when they came into pit road. But considering the amount of time he's already losing on Krasta, this is going to be a very rough next 10 to 11 laps for this 14 team. Meanwhile, while this was happening, this was the battle for 3rd place. Jesse Turner, who has had a very quiet day in the 64 car, he passes his fellow Sony Cup rival Ryan Griffin for the 3rd place spot here. And just before that, Amanda Evans in the 65, she has a problem, and it's another tire failure apparently. Tough night for Amanda Evans. This is the 2nd tire failure for the 65 team tonight, and looks like they're not even going to bother bringing it all the way to pit lane. They're just going to park it here. We got 2 Fisher Motorsports cars battling for the 5th place position. Luke Martin, who actually didn't really lose much time despite staying out extra laps again. He is now making a charge at his teammate and team owner Jordan Fisher. And Martin here, if he can just make this pass, this would be a very good top 5 finish for this 22 team. And Jordan does not fight him too hard. Martin does take 5th. Less than 10 laps to go here. Here's the battle for 19th. As DeMax, Bishop, and Ryan Acosta in the 32, they go 3 wide briefly for a moment. Acosta, in what is supposed to be a one-off for SG Motorsports this weekend, was a bit of a last-minute signing here for tonight. He is doing a pretty good job here for a last-minute entry. And Acosta, he gets past DeMax and he gets past RJ Bishop without too much issue. Battle for 9th place here as Nick Breeding underneath the 84 of Tyler Black. This 54 car has definitely gone a lot quicker than it was earlier in the race, and they're looking at a top 10 finish here. Meanwhile, it is 5 to go here in Las Vegas. And Brandon Krasta has a 3.5 second lead over Jesse Turner, who has just gone past the 14 of Corey Williams, who has been passed by the 1 of Ryan Griffin. Corey Williams here, he was 4th place when he came to pit road, and he's going to drop down to 5th, and I think he's about to lose a lot more than just that. They knew this was the risk, but you have to wonder if it was worth it. As he gets passed by Martin, Fisher, and Noah Hart here, and I got a feeling Butcher, Breeding, they're going to eat this car alive. Brandon Krasta takes 2 laps to go here, and he has got a 3.5 second lead over Jesse Turner, the defending Sony Cup Series champion. This has been an absolutely incredible night for Brandon Krasta. Starting in 14th, worked his way up to the lead, past a lot of very good drivers, a lot of very successful drivers, as he comes and takes the white flag. If you look at this top 5, Jesse Turner, Ryan Griffin, Luke Martin, Noah Hart, over 50 Sony Cup Series wins shared between this top 5 and multiple Sony Cup titles. But Brandon Krasta, neither does he have a cup title, neither does he have a cup win. But they will not forget this night, as Brandon Krasta, with one of the best drives of the season so far, he's going to come around and take the checker flag. He wins at Las Vegas in the Hardee's National Series. Turner across for 2nd place, Griffin 3rd, Martin, Hart 4th, 5th, Fisher, Breeding, Butcher, Black, and Shade Eves. That is your top 10. But tonight, it's all about Brandon Krasta with a very, very big win for his career here.